What is RISE? RISE stands for Reaching an Innate Standard of Excellence. What does that phrase really mean? In order to rise to succession, Senatobia Middle School students and teachers must be prompt, productive, polite, and prepared. Warrior Media went on a search to get an insight on the meaning of RISE.
Alright, rise to me means succeeding in everything you do and do the best you can, and be respectful to your teachers. Also, rise means to me you can put to your mind and do anything you want to do.
Rise means to me that I try my best with the abilities that I have been blessed with.
To me, when we have high expectations for our students and we give them all the things that they need to get to that, then they will rise and they will do great things.
RISE stands for Reaching an Innate Standard of Excellence, and as teachers we are going to set the bar very high. The expectation is going to be high for our students, and we are going to teach you and bring you up to that level.
Well, to me, RISE reminds me that we should push our students to rise and reach for those challenges, that we should make assignments where they have to think harder and to work harder and to push themselves to reach new goals. We need to rise to excellence, and as teachers we need to raise the standards so that you guys work for those standards, because we always want to do today better than we did yesterday, and so every day we try to get better and we try to rise throughout the year, and in the end we meet a standard of excellence.
I know I gotta do it.
You need to be more prompt.
What does prompt mean? Prompt means moving with purpose to be on time.
Let's make a suggestion. If you have anything to do before class, make that your first priority so that you can get to class on time. The 6th grade has created the bookworm to visually represent Reading Helps You Grow. Research shows that reading at least 20 minutes a day enhances your reading ability and comprehension. When we are making an effort to improve, we are being productive. Warrior Media went on a hunt to find book suggestions to help you be more productive. They interviewed students and teachers from 6th, 7th, and 8th grade about their favorite books to inspire us to be more productive by reading.
My favorite book is Rambo First Blood because it's a very interesting book and it's fun to read.
My favorite book is Hatchet by Gary Paulson. My favorite book is The Art of War. I love it because it shows strategy in war.
My favorite book, Diary of a Wimpy Kid, because I can relate to it.
My favorite book is The Summer I Turned Pretty because I like the beach.
My name is Marley McKinney, and my favorite book is Dork Diary because it's funny.
My favorite book series was Percy Jackson because of the Greek mythology and the humor in it, and I've always really enjoyed the middle school humor and the Greek mythology they put into it.
My favorite book is Monster. I just recently read it in this Alice class. I like it because it has a really good storyline, and I like how it was a true story and overall it's really good.
Hi, I'm Miss Nelson, and my favorite book is Harry Potter, the whole series. I really love the Harry Potter books because they're full of magic and fantasy and adventure, and it's just a really nice escape from reality.
Hi everybody, I'm Miss Harthcock, the librarian at Senatobia Middle School. This is my favorite book ever. This is Harry Potter, Book 3, Prisoner of Azkaban. And it's my favorite because he's still young enough to be fun, but this book has a twist and a turn that you really don't expect, like some of the other books did. I advise you to start with book 1 and read a whole series.
So my favorite book is A Tree Rose in Brooklyn. It's a story based on a girl and her family struggling through the early 1900s, and it just shows how they overcome all obstacles and all difficulties. So, yep, that would be my favorite book.
Okay. My favorite book is East of Eden, written by John Steinbeck. It is my favorite book because it talks a lot about where I grew up. He is from the same area where I grew up, and he mentions a lot of the places that I knew as a kid and even as an adult, and It's just a beautifully written book.
My favorite book most recently has been Before We Were Yours, and I cannot remember the author off the top of my head, but I loved it because it was about these children who were, and it's kind of based on historical fiction. It was based on something that really, really happened. These children were born on the Mississippi River, and they were like little river orphans, and the state of Tennessee found them and took them to this children's home. And while that sounds like that would be a great thing, it actually was terrible because they were very mistreated. And so the book is all about their life in the children's home and how they eventually moved out of the children's home, but they got separated. And then at the end of the book, they all found each other. So it was really good.
Action.
One of the greatest victories you can gain over someone is to beat them at politeness. Josh Billings. It's very hard to find politeness in our schools with others knocking each other down and arguing over pointless things. But politeness isn't as hard as we make it out to be. It's as easy as complimenting someone and saying yes ma'am and yes sir. Politeness affects others and yourself. Now I have a challenge. I challenge you to go find some way to brighten a stranger's day just by being kind to them. This could be a high five or a simple hello. You can be impolite to others and make them feel bad, or you can be polite and build others up. The choice is yours.
Ayo, it's the Pencil Monsters, back at you with a new single about being prepared. It's clear from your vacant expression, the lights on the lawn upstairs, but we're talking planners and pencils. Even you can't be caught unaware. Dun, 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 dun. Prepare for the chance of a lifetime. Be prepared for sensational news. Shiny new era is tiptoeing nearer. And where do we feature? Just listen to teacher. I know it sounds sordid, but you'll be rewarded.
Why do we need to be prepared?
If you're more prepared, you're more successful. Be prepared.
The teacher of the month for September is Miss Montgomery. Miss Montgomery teaches 7th and 8th grade English. When we talked to Miss Montgomery, she had this to say about her role as a teacher. I love teaching middle schoolers because they are some of the funniest people ever. They always keep me on my toes, and I feel like I can help them through some of the hard times in life. I couldn't imagine teaching anything other than middle school. She also said, I hope that one day my students look back on middle school on a time when life was so hard, because middle school is hard, and see that I loved and cared for them. I want them to realize that reading matters, writing matters, and English matters, but more importantly, loving one another matters, and being there for one another matters. Miss Montgomery ended her interview expressing what makes her proud to be a warrior. She says, I'm proud to be a warrior because we make efforts to be better every single day. My warrior teachers have become like a family, and we are always trying to do the best for our students.
So, this is the Student of the Month for SMS. What's your name?
Cordia King.
What grade are you in?
6.
Alright, let's start. What do you like most about middle school?
My teachers and lunch.
What is your favorite subject and why do you like it?
Math, because I have a great teacher.
What extracurricular activities do you participate in at SMS?
Band.
What makes you proud to be a warrior?
I love Senatobia Warriors because we have good schools, we have good teachers, we're just a good school.
Alright, and how do you show our 4 Ps?
Be respectful, be ready for class, do what the teachers tell you to do.
Two weeks ago, the Senatobia High School football team went up against the Independence Wildcats, which was a very easy win for the Warriors. Last week, the Warriors had a close game versus the Ripley Tigers. After a tough battle, the Warriors ended up with a hard loss, 6-0. The Warriors are now at 3 wins and 1 loss. This week, the Warriors play North Panola at 7:30 p.m. Middle school football played last week versus Independence. They played very well, beating Independence 22-0. Last Tuesday, the 7th and 8th grade football teams played Water Valley, but they both did very well, with 7th grade winning 22-8 and 8th grade winning 16-14. 2 Saturdays ago, the middle school cross-country team had a meet at Blue Mountain College. They did very well, placing 3rd. Last Saturday, the team met here in Senatobia at Tomahawk Trail. They had a great meet, placing 1st overall. This Saturday, they will have a meet at South Panola at 9 a.m. 2 Tuesdays ago, the 7th and 8th grade volleyball teams played against Horn Lake, and for the first time this year, both grades won. This Wednesday, the 8th grade volleyball teams will play away at South Pontotoc at 4:30. This Saturday, the high school band will be going to Olive Branch for their first marching competition of the season, where they will be performing their show Upside Down. We all wish our band good luck.